What's up, everyone? This is Caleb. Thanks for jumping on. Just wanted to do a quick review of Upstart's earnings that they just reported today. Disappointing result, to say the least. I think everyone kind of saw it coming. I feel like I anticipated some of these numbers. Revs were a little lower than I was hoping for. But still, we obviously knew that there was going to be a market downturn due to the recession and due to the preliminary release that they did at the beginning of July. So we knew revs were going to be down. We kind of got an idea of that number. And I shouldn't say revs were more disappointing, but more the forecast was a little more disappointing. SoFi came in with their expectations and really blew things out of the water. They had really good forecasting. Really good results, and I think a lot of people were expecting Upstart to be similar. SoFi's in a little different space and obviously a much different product, so I don't know if it's the best comparison to just take one for one on those, which clearly it's not the best. Upstart is definitely a little more cyclical of a product right now. I do think they have the potential to change that and adjust it so it isn't so roller coaster like. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So revs came in at 228 million. This is still up 18% over last year. Now we are going to see a year-over-year decline for at least the next 3 quarters, in my opinion. Q3, Q4, and Q1 for sure next year are going to be a little shaky. And you're not investing in Upstart for the short term. Year-over-year increases like you would have maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago. When they were first IPOing. Right now you're looking for, they just have to weather the storm really. So that's kind of some of the biggest risks, biggest disappointments I would say, is they continue to increase their liabilities. Just a lot more at risk for defaults, especially in this environment where we are going through a recession, where there are a lot of ups and downs as far as credit repayment goes. Inflation's up a ton, so will people be able to afford the things that they once were, especially in that personal loan to auto loan space? A lot of cars were being bought, and the auto loan industry doesn't have as many restrictions as, say, a mortgage lending platform could be. So I think there's a lot of risk still involved with that. They definitely need to just kind of plow through and ride through these times. The platform itself, Upstart, has to offer is strong. It's really quick. You're able to get approved so much faster than going through traditional routes at this point. And it is a big benefit to the majority of consumers. And so you gotta look at the product. The product's great. They continue to add more partner channels. They continue to grow in that matter. They just gotta see revenues. And obviously in the short term here, we're not gonna be able to see that. Just with the current market circumstances, we're not going to see year-over-year growth. Probably a year-over-year kind of net equal this year. I would anticipate by the end of the year, maybe a little growth, but really look to see the growth start picking up again next year. And that might be a slow process, that might be fast. We'll just kind of see how the market recovers to all the current headwinds. And so that's kind of my overall initial thoughts. The biggest, I guess, a sign of optimism or hope I do have for Upstart is back to the product. I think the product's a better product than what we have to offer right now. And then along with that, the mortgage product that I hope that is released beginning early to mid next year. If they're able to get partners with that, there's just such a large market that they can address here. That if they're able to capitalize properly, it's going to be massive. If they're not, then it's obviously not going to be great. But they have a niche here that's working, and that will continue to work. If they can get into the mortgage lending, the solar lending, like all the other lending platforms available and out there, it could just be massive for the business's future. And that's kind of what I'm investing in when I'm looking at Upstart, and understanding right now the stock price is probably going to be really volatile, going to be a little roller coastery. I think we saw in the after hours it got halted, and then the stock dropped 13%, and then was back up positive, and now it's back down again. Last I checked, about 10%. I anticipate we drop about 10%, 10 to 15% tomorrow, essentially just give up today's gains. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at with Upstart. I still believe in the company long term. It's going to go through some nearsighted headwinds, and hopefully they've kind of adjusted their forecast to help us as investors have a better idea of what to expect here in Q3 and Q4 and moving forward for the year. So that's kind of my overall thoughts. I know it's quick. I just wanted to get this out here as earnings were just released, and hope that helps. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.